Good morning, YouTube. This is Jim
And Millie.
with Boots and Bows Outdoors, giving you a little cabin update. Did a little bit of work this weekend, not a ton, but we got some stuff done.
Just to recap for anybody else that might not know, we are on family land. It's called Mississippi Ponderosa.
Yeah.
And be sure to check out their videos. And they invited us to put up something for us to camp in on the weekends here. So following a tornado a little over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, that wiped out the trailer that we were all kind of camping in, Jim and I decided to put up a shed. We have a 14 by 40 Graceland garden shed. And we added a few more windows. That was about all we did. They came on the land. They built it. They did a really good job. And then we have spent the last year and a half not getting very far, but we're doing what we can on the weekends. And remember, we both have lives.
Yeah.
So we're only here on every other weekend. And we have 3 grown children. And we have now 6 grandchildren. 2 were born in the last 6 months. Yep. So we've been a little busy. Sometimes we have to skip a weekend because of family commitments.
Right.
And then we had Hurricane Ida a few weeks ago, about a month and a half ago. And we did have to evacuate because we do live in South Louisiana, even though the camp is in Mississippi.
Yeah.
But we chose not to come and evacuate at the camp, because even though we could be pretty comfortable here, we would not have been pretty comfortable here with 6 grandchildren and 6, is that right? 6 adults
yeah,
plus us. It's not really meant for that, especially long term. And we don't have running water yet here in the cabin. So we ended up evacuating with our children to the beach, which was a great evacuation.
Yeah.
So we have started like kind of ramping up our work on the cabin. We are still doing insulation.
Right. But Millie discovered the joys of a pneumatic stapler this weekend.
Now, why did we not use this before?
Because you were like, oh no, I can just use the hand stapler, and kind of didn't.
Because we don't own one, but the cabin next door does.
Yeah. So my brother, who owns the land, Mississippi Ponderosa, he has a little compressor and a pneumatic stapler, and finally got her to use it this weekend,
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So, the least amount of time you have to touch insulation is the least amount of scratching and burning that you do afterwards. So
right. Plus the least amount of time you're halfway upside down on a ladder trying to staple it to the ceiling.
And just to prep with that, when we first started with insulation, we thought bigger was better, and we purchased a bunch of R30 to go into the wall studs, not realizing that, we have 2x4 walls and R30 is this big. And we also did not realize that compressing insulation inside the walls really doesn't give you more insulation. It
actually can lessen it.
Right.
So it needs the airspace.
So not to waste what we purchased, I have been putting it in the ceiling, but I've had to modify it to get it in the ceiling, because the ceiling, what do you call those joists?
The joists are, they're on a 24-inch spacing, is where the walls are on a 16-inch. And I when we went to go by, I didn't really look at the ceiling. I thought they were on 16 like the walls were, and most places are, but they're not. The ceiling joists are on a 24-inch spacing.
So we didn't want to waste money. So I ripped down like 1 sheet for every 2 full sheets and taped them together to make 24 inches up in the ceiling.
I'll give you all a shot of the ceiling in a minute. You can see where, some of them are taped together, and then I'll show you where we put in the new stuff that.
which we didn't have to tape, which
Right.
was so much nicer.
Yeah.
So we are down to, we need one more full bale, or whatever you call it, of the R30 24-inch for the ceiling. Then some of our leftover stuff that we're taping together will fill in the 3 slots that'll be left over. And then we have maybe 2 more rolls of R13 for the walls, and everything will have been insulated, and I am so excited
Yep.
because I'm tired of insulation.
Yep.
So and then from there we go to putting up some sort of ceiling and walls, and
Yeah.
we'll work on that. And we're also trying to move toward the septic tank. We have to find somebody out here that will dig and place a septic tank.
Right. Yeah. 'Cause
And-
I'm not a plumber, so I can. The water lines I'll pretty much be able to run. Probably installing the tub and shower and the toilet and all that's not a big deal. As far as the septic system, that's something we're gonna have to hire somebody to do that for us.
So I think our last 15 videos were on the insulation we've put up.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
not 15, but
I
last
know,
couple.
I'm just
but
teasing.
This
But
is another
anyway.
insulation video, people. Woohoo!
And we're not showing you how, we're just showing you that we did it.
Yeah.
So I guess you'll see the progress. If you've watched any of the others, you'll see that we're gradually moving forward. We tried to do our living space, the part where Jim and I are sleeping, and we do have a second bedroom for my son, but they had the baby, and so 6 months ago, and so they've not been up here. It's really hard when you don't have running water or true, like we're all plugged into extension cords for our electrical.
Yeah, all the electrical is run. We just need to go from the box or from the pole to the box and put in the breakers, and then of course put in the fixtures.
So I started buying some of that to have it, and I bought outlets
Yeah,
yesterday at Lowe's when I went to go get the insulation. So we had that to start with too. So once we get the son-in-law up that is helping us with that, which has the 6-week-old baby, once we get him up here, we'll get that going. So Jim's going to take you on a tour.
So,
I
yeah.
think we have somebody coming in.
turn you around,
Hey,
and then we'll get.
that's
it's
okay.
Liz from Mississippi Mississippi Ponderosa.
She's hiding
She's
over
hiding.
there.
She's hiding.
I don't use my face for licensing.
She's scared.
All right, so Jim's going to take you on a tour.
All right. Okay, so what we did yesterday, a lot of it was put insulation, get through here, in the bathroom area. We kind of just draped it over that. I'm going to have to cut it and put it around the box, but just draped it through. We got the 24-inch in versus the 16 plus, whatever Millie had taken and stitched together with the tape, which she did an excellent job with that. But the 24 just, goes up, pop, 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 hit it with the staple gun and goes through. Then we had the bathroom pretty much done. We moved over here to the half of the dining room, or part of the dining room, and into the hallway.
So our whole living area is now complete.
Right. Just need to have James's room and the rest of this hallway insulated on top and on the walls. That's all the rest of the walls have been insulated for the most part, except the bathroom, because I still have to run plumbing, which that far wall in the back shouldn't be a problem as far as plumbing goes. But
Right, we're going to start filling in some of the places where we know the plumbing won't go by these walls. We kind of left the laundry room open because that's going to have a lot of plumbing in there.
Right.
But now we're going to start filling in these spots because I'm done with insulation. I don't want to touch it anymore.
And then this is our cooking area right now. We just have a table set up, which actually that's where we're going to do the kitchen. Originally it was there. Then somebody on one of the other videos, a commented, suggested keeping all the plumbing on one wall.
Which is logical.
Which is logical.
But unfortunately, we didn't plan that.
Yeah, and Millie tried moving stuff over across to this wall, and it just didn't work out with the flow of the cabin. So we're going to leave it here. We're going to just, my son-in-law said he'll crawl under to run the pipes under, so that's no big deal. So we have our fridge, which is plenty big enough for us.
For right now.
For
we
right
might need
now.
a little bit bigger later on.
Yeah. Then we have microwave, toaster oven, coffee pot, and our griddle and a propane stove, which we cook here. I mean, we cook breakfast there, and mainly
Lunch is usually heated up, something heated
up, and then dinner we usually have something on the pit next door with Mississippi Ponderosa. So plumbing is going to not be all on one wall, although it made sense, and we looked at it, but it just wasn't going to work out.
So what will happen is the oven and stove will go here, and we will get one that we can convert to propane.
Right.
And that was the other thing. We're adding this porch onto the front, so the propane tank will be able to sit in a box or something out there on the porch. Then there will be plumbing, the sink, which would just be a single sink. We will not have upper cabinets. We will just have shelving. We might have, the refrigerator will be over here.
Right.
On this wall right here. And there will probably be a movable double cabinet on wheels that can be rolled out, used as a snack bar or more prep area, and then rolled back.
Right.
That's my plan. So
and the box for the electrical.
yeah,
So that's ready to go.
we just need to get the boy up here for the finishing touches.
Yep.
So
that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's kind of the cabin tour. And
So one of the suggestions that people had made on our previous videos was the plumbing all on one wall, and we did try. And unfortunately, I guess if we had prepped that when we were doing the original layout, it would have been better, but we didn't. So that's not going to be able to, I think, happen. Most 90% of the plumbing will be on the back wall.
right.
The hot water heater will be back this way. So,
Yeah.
so for the most part.
We're just going to have two end lines and then one, sewer line going out.
And then the other suggestion that people or somebody made was a landing, because you built me those beautiful steps, you and James, and that you are very much right. A landing would have been much easier, especially when we're coming up the stairs with things and trying to open the door and the dogs are in the way,
Right.
and you're either shoving a dog down steps or whatever. So that would have been great, but do understand that we do plan on a porch across some of, if not all of, the front of the cabin. So that will take care of that landing.
Yeah.
It's the last thing on the list, unfortunately, and especially right now with the wood prices have gotten so high.
Right.
Just the insulation from the last time I purchased to now went up like over $30 for one bale. So so things have gotten more expensive, and we're just doing this on a budget and on a weekend basis. So we'll get there.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
not
think
our
those were
permanent residence. So.
no, and I think those were our two big suggestions.
Yeah.
Now, for Jim and I, our purposes, we want plumbing. Like we really, really want plumbing.
Yeah.
I have a Lowe's bucket for the middle of the night, and we can go next door to Mississippi Ponderosa, which is literally a few steps away. But we can go over there, and they do have plumbing. They do have a bathroom that works. That is the only thing the tornado did not take out, was
Right.
the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why they tell you to go in a bathroom during a tornado.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and we did find a bathtub that will fit We were just going to do a shower, but we did find a bathtub that will fit in the space we have. So I think we're going to move up to a bathtub.
Yeah.
And but especially because we have babies. We have babies that are coming up here.
Yeah.
And to shower or to bathe in a shower is just going to be really hard for their parents.
Right.
So so I think that's another decision we made last time we were here. So that's it, I think, huh?
I believe so.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning
Yes.
for our updated cabin tour, and I hope you stick around. And if it's your first time watching, go watch a few more of our videos. Subscribe, like, all of those nice things they ask you to do on YouTube, and we'll be putting out some more videos. At least every time we're up at the Ponderosa, we'll be making some videos. So hopefully you'll join our journey in finishing out this cabin and getting it homey and nice for our babies to come and visit.
Yeah, definitely. Thank y'all again.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.